Well, here we are in the wonderful Lake Wendouree in Ballarat.
Yep.
It's good to be here with you, Dale, and catch up with you. Obviously heavily involved as an owner in the Central Victoria model. So what brings you out here today?
So we're out here today because we just signed Federation Uni for their basketball, which is fantastic for the brand, to be honest.
Yep.
You know, it's something that we've been really wanting to get into the market in basketball. So yeah, it's given us a great opportunity to lock them away for the next couple of years, and they'll do all of our on-field, on-court and off-court.
Yeah, awesome. Obviously, you get back here a little bit. You got yourself and a couple other employees through the business. You float through. How does it work?
So part of the CV model is that Ballarat is within our zone.
Yep.
So yeah, we get out here quite a bit. Damien, who's a key account manager, who's based in Geelong, and also gets out to Ballarat quite a bit. So yeah, we get out here and also into Geelong, as I just mentioned, and Bendigo quite a bit. So, and then obviously our head office now really is in Gisborne. So yeah, it's a big area to cover, but it's good.
Yeah, it's you seem like you're quite busy, and this is what I want to sort of dive into a little bit more. Tell me a bit more about your role. You are an employee of the Central Victoria model, but you're also an owner. So there's obviously quite busy. But tell me how that works, and you know, really your feel on how that all goes.
Yeah, well, look, as a business partner, I obviously really enjoy that side of it because you know, you obviously help making decisions for the benefit of the brand and for your business, but also being an account manager as well is that I've also got to have my finger on the pulse and be across all of what's going on, really, you know, the clients, yeah, so, and making sure that our sales team are driving our expectations of budgets and all that sort of thing as well. So I really enjoy it. I enjoy the face-to-face, which is really my...
Yeah, and obviously I'm asking this question as well in extension. I'm privileged to know a fair bit about yourself and spent many years, you know, you watching me grow up and me learning from you as we went as when I was younger, and you are a face of the people, so within your role, that's why, you know, you're still heavily as the employee at the front of the business and doing a lot of the front end stuff for the company. So yeah, tell me a bit about that, and is that love for it just there as much as it was when you were, you know, come through and worked as an owner in another retail business?
Yeah, definitely. Like, given that I'm from Gisborne, so I love that community side of things. So moving back to the Gisborne area, I'll be actively involved in sport and whatnot as well. Damien, who's based in Geelong, he knows a lot of people in Geelong. He's grown up in Geelong as well. So yeah, look, I just love the community feel, and I think that's where our business in the CV model is really going to grow. Yeah, not just because of me, but just because...
Yeah, well, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah,
tell me a little bit about that CV model. You just mentioned Damien in Geelong. How are you structured up? How is it structured up there? And let people know, you know, how that setup works, and that whole we're local to you.
Yeah, so Damien oversees all of the Geelong-based clients and a little bit of the Ballarat area, and I still obviously oversee everything there, but I then will look after all of the essentially Gisborne, Macedon Ranges, Metropolitan Melbourne, and you know, a fair bit of the Bendigo clients as well. So. Which looks, it's a big area, but look, I enjoy that. Like, I don't shy away from like some people like the less is more sort of approach, but I like more because I like to stay busy. So yeah, but yeah, Damien's doing a really good job in that area as well, and he oversees some of those bigger clients that I mentioned before, like Fed Uni. He looks after them as well. So I think it's a really good model, and if anyone has got a business within the Icon brand that wants to grow their business, having other regional sort of offices would certainly help grow their business structure and grow their, you know, everyone wants to make money, but it'll also help grow in those other areas.
Yeah, very good. And so the way it's sort of structured up with you, the main employee of that business, a couple other employees, and then Adam Johnson, who's full-time fiery, but also runs the back end of the business to allow a bit of breathing room within your space. Yeah, now how does that work with, like you mentioned before, you enjoy that team aspect. So one thing that I've realised as well is potentially people coming into the business who want to do it as a joint venture with someone else.
Yeah, so part of our structure, I'll talk a little bit about that, is obviously yourself, Adam Johnson and Lisa. So Adam looks after the back end, so all the accounts and all that sort of area. Lisa does, and also does some sales as well, even though he's a full-time fiery. And then there's Lisa, who works in the business as well, and she does some sales, but also does a lot of the logistics, which is, look, not something that I really enjoy. So she does a great job in that area.
Yeah, that's good.
And Adam does a great job in the accounts as well. And again, it's not an area that I love doing. But yeah, so they're both actively involved there. And then we've got Brett Gardner as well, who's a full-time school teacher and a partner, and loves doing sales, just loves throwing around ideas and all that sort of thing. So yeah, we've got a pretty good team, I think.
Yeah, without even noticing, isn't it, how widespread that team is and how it covers everything, and a whole, what we talked about it quite a while ago, the lifestyle business, having the perks of it, everyone playing their role, but also that accountability to yourself, but which has allowed the team to sort of flourish. But also remember that they are, we've all got families, and that was probably been the biggest probably click within that group. We're all got families of our own, but we're also supporting each other through that time.
Yeah, well, we all understand that we want to do really well as business owners, but we also need to know, we also understand we have to have a balance.
Yeah.
So having a balanced lifestyle, and you need to work, but you also need to be able to enjoy family time when it's available. So
excellent.
Let me ask you a question though, Dan. So
what do you got for me?
So since taking over the role as CEO, how have you found it? Like, obviously it's been some pretty challenging times with COVID over the last couple of years. How have you found the I suppose reset that we've had to do with
I've found it quite intriguing, and obviously they call it the 1 in 100 year event to go through something like that, but it gave me a really good opportunity to form something and structure something within the business. Now, it was probably a little bit early for myself to move into a role like that, but I looked at it when I sit back and I reflected, should I do it? Should I take it on? I look back at my sport, I look back at my coaching, and it was always probably too early when I was trying to do something. So whether that's a mental thing, thinking it's too early and I'm not ready for it, but the way it sort of panned out, there's no better time than through that COVID period to try and structure something up. So I've really enjoyed the challenges of it.
Sometimes you just got to deep dive in, don't you?
Yeah, and that's right, and get thrown into it, and then that's how you sort of find a lot about yourself. And my biggest thing was connecting with people around me that can make me better, and that was the biggest thing that I learnt through my whole period, was trying to open yourself up, be vulnerable, but also cover areas in your business. So whether that was from franchise owners like yourself and just talking daily around how it's all working, thinking outside the square, as something as our group chairman that I brought in Paul Bayliss, who's had 25 years experience in the industry, knows all the back room, done it all before. Someone who was so important for me. And then you look at our team and how we worked, and you had Stephen Wild works in product and development, has moved a lot through the business, and then going from there, Joe Colosimo has been part of the brand for a while. So having people that are always around the brand. If I had some bread here, I'd love to feed old mate here. That hopefully you can see him in the shot. It's actually quite beautiful watching him roll around, isn't it? So
how many? I could probably, off the top of your head, how many franchise stores are there now?
There's 9 throughout Australia. So 9 throughout Australia, and that's the one thing we realised, we grew so quick that we have to form and be able to help support everyone who, there's a lot of people invested now in the brand, whereas at the start it was myself and a couple others, and yourself and a cat and a dog, and then we were trying to come up with a structure that was probably backyard business. So it was about taking that brand forward and really coming up with a model that worked for everyone. So
because we grew really, really quickly. Essentially there was Faz, yourself, Dandenong and Tassie with Wolsey, and myself out at Werribee, and there was just like boom, like there was stores opening up everywhere. Wasn't
Yeah, that's
there?
right. And I suppose Michael in Mitcham was someone who was there from the start, and we've seen that sort of, we've all been sort of bouncing off each other what is right, and sometimes it wasn't the things we all wanted to hear, but we knew it was for the better of the business. So even me and the one thing that I found is working with all the store owners is I'm in that position too. So I want the best for us, but also we also want the best structure going forward to make a sustainable business, not for the next 5 years, for the next 25, and hopefully our kids can run that. So that's what we wanted as the dream. So hopefully we're moving along that way. And
when you got people that sports personalities and whatnot that are actively involved in the business as well, obviously investing their hard earns, and to have a guy like Darcy Short, who's obviously an ambassador for us and whatnot, and Jordan Silk, and those types of guys, obviously Wellesley, and it's great to have those sort of people involved. It gives us a good presence as well.
Absolutely, and we're a team, and we have put a hand up in this space. We do have some really good clients of ours, or partners, probably more so partners, within that that space of whether it was Netball Samoa. We're talking about the UBL here, this sort of area, but we have
just recently as well.
Yeah, that's right, and we do have multiples of those, and we've seen that. But we are a brand that's grown from the bottom. We were all about grassroots and community sport, and that's where we've grown. So to have professional athletes on the side to give a lot of credibility to our icon brand has been something that we're really privileged to do that through cricket. So that's our model, and that's the way we want to embrace and adopt it. Everyone who's a part of the icon brand, they're not just there to get in and out and move on to the next thing. It's all about creating that community, that home feel that we push back to all of our clubs as well.
And with our model, with the model across the brand, I think it's not just a quick fix. Like, you can't just come in and think that you're just going to do it overnight. You've got to work hard. You've got to put some good processes in place, some good structures, and ultimately there's going to be some fruits at the end of it all. So for anyone that is hoping to get involved with the brand moving forward, then obviously they're going to have to know that they're going to have to work in it and help grow it. Yep,
that's right. No, everyone's got a role to play. So better not hold you up too much longer. You've got to get out to the UBL today, where the women and the men are playing. So we look forward to seeing that footage throughout Icon Sports and seeing that. But on behalf of the team at HQ, it's been a privilege to sit out with you today, and all the best for the future. But we'll see you many more times.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Thanks.